It's 30 minutes after 6 o'clock. Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. It's Good Morning Grenada for yet another day. It's Tuesday. Yeah, some folks might be thinking it's Monday, but it's actually Tuesday, the 11th day of April. Hope you had yourselves a great weekend. It was a long one, laced with activities here, there, and everywhere. Hope you had a great time. And the mere fact that you are hearing me, it means that you survived, yeah? Nice. So back to the business of the day. Yeah, the holiday weekend is over. All those of you who went to church, had your church activities here, there, and everywhere. Hope you had a lot of fun and that you're doing so much better at this time. It's indeed a joy and a privilege to be in your company once again. And, we look forward to this every morning. Yeah, between the hours of 5 and 9 o'clock, yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, it continues throughout the day because with the GBN, we're with you anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, so I do hope that, you had yourselves a great weekend and that you're up and ready to face the challenges of this brand new work week. Yeah. It's 28 minutes on to 7 o'clock, and let's get with the program, all right? Let's get with the program. All right, Veronica Sandy says, good morning, Gordon Innocent Joseph, good morning, GBN, Grenada, everyone, blessed day to you. And so, Maria Elena Sanz Amador says, Feliz Dia desde Cuba. Okay, I don't know the Spanish that well. Catherine Phillips says, good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Innocent. Hopefully, everyone had a great weekend. Well, I am hoping that also. I am also hoping that everyone had a great weekend. Good morning to you, Petlin. I hope all is well with you. Good morning to all the wonderful folks out there in Munich, in St. Andrew. So let's see what's going on with the program. Let's get with the program. And of course, we always give you a word to improve and increase your word power, your vocabulary, and make you write and speak more beautifully. All right, good. So the word of the day this morning, it is an adjective. It is oracular. Oracular. It is spelled O-R-A-C-U-L-A-R. And it can describe something that is used to forecast or divine or that resembles or relates to something used for such purposes. Oracular can also describe a person who resembles an oracle, a person such as a priestess of ancient Greece, through whom a deity is believed to speak. All right, so you heard the meaning of the word, you heard the spelling, you heard the pronunciation. Learn to use it, learn to spell it, and most importantly, learn to interchange it in your daily speech and so forth. Here's how we can use this word this morning. The students admired the professor's oracular wisdom. Yeah, the students admired the professor's oracular wisdom. Good. And the thought of the day, if you want to achieve something in life, change the way, not the intention. All right, if you want to achieve something in life, please change the way, not the intention, okay? Keep the intention steady. If you're not getting through, change the approach. It is often said that it's only a mad person who does something the same way and expect different results. If you keep doing it one way, then that's the result. All right, so if you want to achieve something in life, change the way, change the approach, not the intention. And that was the thought of the day. Just reminding you that at 15 minutes unto 7, those of you who are locked with me here on Classic, we've got the AM edition of News, Sports and the Weather. And for those of you who are on JBN Television, we've got the Weekend Review. Mary Ebang says, good morning. So too does Janice Let Joseph. Good morning to my people over there in Grenada. Good morning to you, wherever you are. Sonia Mathlin Scott says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, too. So what's buzzing this morning? Well, we heard yesterday of the collapse of what we refer to as the old church in Grenville. Yeah, that collapse. However, we'll look at that story later. But Grenada to host the next edition of the Carifta Games, which will be scheduled, or which is scheduled for 30th April to the 1st of 30th March to the 1st of April next year. All right, Grenada was successful with 16 votes against Trinidad and Tobago's 4. All right, this will be the third time that Grenada will host the Regional Track and Field Championships since first staging the 29th edition in 2000 rather. And our team performed well, over the Carifta weekend. Okay, one for the ages as the team of Shaffonia Houston, Jaden Phillip, Tygon Peterkin, and Jamara Patterson, they brought home the silver medal in the first ever mixed 4x400 meters relay at the Carifta Games. The Bahamas took the gold and Guyana the bronze. Also buzzing, as I said to you this morning, you would see the photos there. Not a very good sight, a lucky sight though, that no one got injured. There were no casualties or fatalities in that incident that occurred yesterday. The collapsing of a section of what we call the old church in Grenville and Gladstone Road, to be precise. All right, and you can see the photo there. Those of you who are on the television platform, you can see that. In Grenville and Gladstone Road, to be precise. Yep. All right. So, yeah, that's what's happening there. Platform, you can see. Good. We see that, somewhere in 1995, thereabout, the European Union, they contributed $3 million on the old church building and forts. So it is believed that, well, as a matter of fact, not believed, it was supposed to be looked at. And maybe that's a topic we would look at this morning. We'd look at, why we waited that long until we had a near casualty or fatality. If it was a situation where it had to be demolished, why wasn't it done before? And if it was a case where it should have been refurbished, why wasn't that done? Because as you would see in that clipping there, monies were donated towards the refurbishment of the old church in Grenville. I'm so happy that nothing bad happened there. There were no injuries or fatalities or so. So yeah, that's a good one. All right, so that's what's buzzing this morning. And of course, as we do it, if there's anything that happened in your neck of the woods that you would like to bring to the fore, you can do that during the conversation this morning. So quickly, let us look at the word of the day. The word of the day today is the word oracular, and it is spelled O-R-A-C-U-L-A-R. It is an adjective, and it is used to describe something that is used to forecast or divine, or that resembles or relates to something used for such purposes. Oracular can also describe a person who resembles an oracle, a person such as a priestess or of ancient Greece through whom a deity is believed to speak. And the thought of the day: if you want to achieve something in life, change the way, not the intention. All right, so this is where we pull the wrap on it this morning. Let me quickly see who else is on our Facebook page. And yeah, you know, we got to interact. We didn't have much interaction for a while, so let's see who else is there. All right, Veronica Sandy, good morning. How was your Easter weekend? My Easter weekend was very restful. All right, Leslie Lennon, good morning, my people. Sonia Madeline Scott says, good morning, everyone. And let's see what's happening on our YouTube platform. Good morning, Innocent. It's not Gladstone Road, the old church it's in Sendell. Yes, that's thanks for the correction. It's on Sendell Street in Granville, right? Yes, Sendell Street, not Gladstone Road. Thanks for that correction. Good morning to you, my dear friend. Hope all is well. Unit Cyrus Horn. So where did the money go? Why aren't the journalists in Grenada investigating to find out where the money went? Okay, I guess we will have that conversation when the time is right, when we reach to the conversation this morning. Folks, this is where we break it off. We've got to prepare for the AM edition of news, sports, and the weather. So those of you on the television, you've got a rebroadcast of the week in review that comes up on the television. But those of you here with me on Classic, we've got the AM edition of news, sports, and the weather. Stick with us.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, next day, oh.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Thanks for joining us. The Labour representative in the Senate had a number of recommendations for the proposed data protection bill. The main talking point when the upper house met in Parliament on Thursday. The bill seeks to give authority to the police to search the property of anyone believed to have committed an offence under the Data Protection Act. Beverly Telesford reports.
The proposal of the data protection bill was met with hesitation from the opposition, which believes public consultation needs to be held before it is enacted. Though there is general support for the need of a data protection bill, there was varying thoughts on what the bill should be comprised of. This bill is said to have significant impact on the business community as it provides for the right of access to people's personal data and belongings. Business representative in the Senate, Salim Rahman, relayed his concerns about the bill.
So that in its essence, the purpose of this bill, I think we can all agree that it is a good thing, especially in this digital age. The challenge, however, is in the details, the meat of the matter, the security principle, which is clause 10, number 2, those measures. Madam President, technical training and know-how needs to be provided to both private and public entities. The reasonable steps to ensure compliance need to be clear so that we know what we need to do to comply, and it is clear when an entity is not in compliance. Otherwise, we are concerned that reasonable steps, as it says in Act, may only be at the discretion of an officer of the Commission and may find entities unprepared. Absence of prescribed regulations. Throughout the bill, reference is made to prescribed forms, prescribed time for doing of acts, and prescribed fees. However, regulations which are administrative guidelines for enforcement and compliance with the proposed legislation are not yet available. It is therefore impossible to have a true appreciation of whether or not important aspects of the bill are reasonable.
Also concerned with some aspects of the bill is Labour representative in the Senate, President of the Grenada Trades Unions Council, Andre Lewis. One recommendation made by Senator Lewis was that a judge be the legal official to authorize the proposed warrant to search the premises of anyone suspected to be in breach of the Act, rather than the proposed magistrate. Senator Lewis gave reason for his recommendation.
We believe that the warrant should be issued by a judge. And our experience, and I will say Little Grenada, and I know it's a region, but there is no doubt that there have been concerns expressed over time about the possible influences and of political interference, or influences, I should say, at the level of the magistrature. I don't think any one of us can put our head in the sand about this. And in the nature of this, we believe that should come from the level of a judge.
The 2023 Data Protection Bill seeks to promote the protection of personal data processed by public and private bodies, to provide for the function of the Information Commission and for related matters. However, there still remains sections of the bill that have raised opposition to its passage in Parliament. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
The Data Protection Bill was eventually passed in the Upper House following some amendments. In other news, His Majesty's prisons, we can tell you in other news, His Majesty's prisons will be the home of 30-year-old Kelly Daniel, who has been ordered to spend the rest of his life behind bars for non-capital murder. Nisha Paul was in court today.
The life sentence was handed down to the Pearl St. Andrew resident by High Court Judge Madame Justice Paula Guilford at the St. George's No. 1 High Court on Thursday. Kelly Daniel had pleaded guilty to causing the death of 79-year-old British Grenadian national John Merchant. Merchant was attacked with a cutlass and mutilated during an early morning altercation at his home in Pearl St. Andrew on February 12, 2022. The two had been involved in a verbal altercation for some days prior to the killing over some money that the now deceased man owed to Daniel. During Thursday's sentencing, Daniel, who is known to provide landscaping services to the deceased man, stood in the prisoner's dock and apologized to the grieving family for his actions. He said, and I quote, "I want to apologize for what I did to Mr. Merchant and his family. It wasn't intentional, and I am very sorry," end quote. Daniel, who has 6 previous convictions, had also begged the court for mercy and an opportunity to return into society. However, in handing down the sentence, the court noted the serious nature of the offense and concluded that he was likely to commit other serious offenses and be a danger to society based on information emanating from his psychiatric evaluation. Daniel's attorney, Jerry Edwin, who had expressed concern about his client's mental awareness, commented on the sentence handed down.
The original sentence was 32 years, and the court reduced it to 20 years. But then, applying the principles of dangerousness. Now, when one is found to be dangerous, regardless of the sentence which the court gives, under law, the court is permitted to enhance that sentence. So although Kelly was initially given a sentence of 22 years, the court applied the principle of dangerousness, meaning that he is a danger to society. And thereafter, the court was permitted by law to give a life sentence.
Attorney Edwin says there are no immediate plans to appeal against the sentence.
The Mercy Committee at the prison is permitted to review the sentence after 15 or so years to determine whether he can be released from that life sentence. And you recall the case of the Grenada 17, who were themselves sentenced to life in prison. The Mercy Committee met and they released the Grenada 17. Similarly, we could have a case here. Kelly Daniels having been given a life sentence after a certain passage of time. Then the Mercy Committee will then review his sentence.
The decapitated head of the deceased John Merchant was found in a bucket in the bathroom of his house, along with other severed parts of his body, which were recovered inside a brown shopping bag. Other dismembered body parts were recovered in the nearby Dunfermline River. As part of the conditions attached to the sentence handed down to Daniel, he was ordered to receive cognitive behavioral therapy with focus on anger management, reality group therapy, and psychotherapy. For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Now, the government of Grenada is diversifying its sources of funding. This is what we know. Africa is being looked to for financial assistance. The Prime Minister and former Finance Minister Deacon Mitchell made the disclosure during government's press briefing earlier this week. We get the rest of the details in this report.
The Deacon Mitchell-led administration is looking at non-traditional lending institutions for concessionary financing to drive Grenada's economic growth.
We also looking at and have initiated becoming members of additional lending and financing institutions. So Cabinet, for instance, on Monday approved Grenada joining the partnership agreement between the OECS CARICOM and the Afrexim Bank. The Afrexim is the shorthand for the African Export-Import Bank, which is a subsidiary of the African Development Bank.
Prime Minister Mitchell says that the government is exploring other possibilities when it comes to borrowing money.
Part of this is to look at how we can leverage non-traditional lending institutions, particularly to assist private sector entities within the OECS and in Grenada to get additional concessionary financing. We are also looking at exploring the possibility of becoming a member of the Caribbean and Latin American Development Bank, which is in short known as CAF. The team at the Ministry of Finance is currently reviewing that situation with the hope that we can get cabinet approval in the not too distant future to also be able to partner with that institution.
The former Minister for Finance says that climate change initiatives will play a critical role in receiving concessionary funding.
Explore things like carbon trading. We are also keen to explore how we address climate change as a concept to leverage for more concessionary financing, given the challenges that we face from climate change. So the Ministry of Environment and Climate Resilience is also key to that. We are seeking to have Grenada and the Ministry accredited to a number of the climate-related funds to see whether we can also access concessionary financing from that.
Mike Sylvester, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, says that the ministry is currently in the process of mobilizing financial support from the IMF, the World Bank, CARICOM Development Bank, and the Central Bank. Nisha Peters, GBN News.
Network News, welcome back. The Dorothy Hopkins home is on the receiving end of over $7,000 worth of much-needed supplies. The gifting was made by a Jamaican national and her family who wanted to give back to Grenada after being welcomed to the country with open arms. More in this Rena Thomas report.
Jamaican national and Grenadian citizen Sonia Fisher has lived in Grenada since 1995 and has always considered Grenada to be her second home. In light of this, she has decided to give back by adopting the Dorothy Hopkins home in Tempe. On Thursday morning, the Fisher family donated over $7,000 worth of items that will enable workers of the facility to better care for their residents. Sonia Fisher says this is not the first and will surely not be the last of her contribution to the home, which cares for persons with challenges.
I come to this country to live, resident here, and with the love of the people here, I am donating back my love to them. This is on me. There's no organization but me, my husband, and my kids. And this is a continual something that I'm making a headway to do. I start off like every Easter we used to give only breakfast here. This is my biggest handover. And from me, my family, the love, I'm handing over to Grenada.
The family first handed the items to the parliamentary representative for the area, Ron Redhead, who later handed the items to the managing body of the home. Mr. Redhead expressed his thanks to the Fisher family.
Miss Sonia and her family for their generosity. I think this augurs well to see that she was not born in Grenada, but is giving back to Grenada and feels the urge to give back to Grenada. That augurs well. And on behalf of all of us, we say thank you, and we certainly hand over to the home so that they can utilize it and continue and carry out their functions in peace and harmony as this generous gift was given.
Louis Grant, board member of the Dottie Hopkin home, says the items received came in a timely fashion as it is much needed.
We need this stuff. We actually need a lot more than this, but this is a start in the right direction, and we appreciate it. We really do appreciate it, Mr. Minister and Mrs. Fisher. Okay. We believe that when the community gets involved in things like this, it makes work lighter for the staff. Let's face it, it's not an easy job they have here. On behalf of the management and staff and residents, I say thank you for everything.
The Fisher family will also be hosting a breakfast for the residents of the home on Friday, 7th April. For GBN News, I am Rena Pet Thomas reporting.
Health officials in Grenada are using the occasion of World Health Day to encourage citizens to have their children immunized. World Health Day is celebrated on April 7 annually, the founding date of the World Health Organization. Nisha Peters tells us more.
Grenada joins with other member states of the World Health Organization to celebrate World Health Day on April 7th. According to Dr. Sean Charles, Chief Medical Officer, several activities are planned in commemoration of the occasion.
All right, so there are activities planned. In due course, the public will be informed of whichever activities, and there are also activities for vaccine week of the Americas that the public will be informed about in due course. I know one of the signature activities is a march that is organized for St. Andrew, but the public will be informed of all the other activities in due course.
Over the years, the Ministry of Health has made extraordinary progress in protecting people from diseases, including smallpox eradication, reducing the incidence of polio, saving of lives through childhood immunization, and declines in maternal mortality. However, the Ministry of Health has seen a decline in parents having their children immunized.
For last year, our numbers or percentages are below the required 95% coverage that ensures that we have population immunity. And this is for several vaccines. This is for our measles, mumps, rubella, or polio. These numbers, or these the coverage levels, are below the expected threshold to ensure that our population has herd immunity.
Dr. Charles says to meet these challenges, the ministry is urging people to take urgent action to protect and support the immunization drive.
The Ministry of Health continues to engage in efforts to encourage persons to have the children in particular immunized using the routine childhood vaccines. We have suffered some setbacks due to COVID-19, but even before COVID-19, the issue of increased hesitancy was a challenge.
All right. This story to report: Grenada's Trisha Grant Lewis has an eye on the Miss International Elegant Mothers Pageant title and is calling on Grenadians to help her bring the crown home. The competition is scheduled for mid-May in St. Martin. Renapet Thomas has this report.
Grenada will once again be represented in the world of pageantry on an international level. This time, Mrs. Teresa Grant Lewis, model and fashion designer, will proudly bear the flag at the 16th annual Miss International Elegant Mothers Pageant in May. The pageant is geared towards uplifting, empowering, and recognizing mothers around the globe, allowing them to be ambassadors, leaders, and influencers of their countries. It also gives them a voice to speak out on various issues a mother goes through, to celebrate mothers of all shapes, sizes, and shades of color, says Mrs. Lewis in an exclusive interview with GBN.
It is an empowerment platform, and it's specifically for mothers. So you have to be a mom to enter the pageant. And the more I do this pageant, the more I see how important mothers are to society. How childbearing is such an important and sacred, a gift and role, or whatever word you want to dress that up with, but how sacred and important it is, and how, because of what we're having today, because of the influence of different cultures, how we are not paying attention to this and getting swept away under the carpet. And this is an avenue and a platform that gives us the opportunity to actually express these thoughts and bring the awareness, because I don't think the awareness is there.
Over 10 countries are represented in this year's pageant, which includes England, Jamaica, and Dominica. The winner will host the next Miss International Elegant Mothers pageant in their country, along with prizes and opportunities. Mrs. Lewis is calling on Grenadians to support her as she represents them by liking and sharing her video on the Miss International Elegant Mothers Pageant Facebook page.
International Elegant Mothers Pageant. There's also a page. You can like the page, and you can go on there for now and like Miss Grenada, because I need the support, the social media. There's actually a 10-point that you can earn extra from liking the Miss Grenada picture and the Miss Grenada video. So you have to like and share, but it has to be from the actual pageant site, because then I will not get the 10 points if it's from my page.
The model is also requesting the support of Corporate Grenada to help offset accommodation and flight fees for the team accompanying her to the event. She said that they are hoping to raise $5,000.
It does cost quite a lot of money to enter a pageant of this magnitude. Especially if you want to give it your best shot. I mean, when it comes from me personally, I will do that. But the point is, we do need financial assistance to give our viewers and to really perform at our best. We have 1 more month to the show. We're still asking you to make contributions. We're really looking a lot for the tickets and to secure hotel accommodation. And so the tickets, when we checked, they're like $1,100 US, and we're looking to secure. We need 5 tickets, but we're looking to at least secure 3 at the worst case scenario. Of course, it's not just myself. It is a team of persons going out there. So this is kind of why it's a bit critical at this time.
The competition will be held in St. Martin on May 13th and 14th. Teresa and her team is expected to be on the island from the 10th to the 16th of May. For GBN News, I am Renapet Thomas reporting.
All right, so this evening's ISOR submission reminds us of where there is life, there is hope, even in conditions that are not optimal. Beverly Telesford has this ISOR submission.
Sometimes when it seems like all is lost, a light comes shining through. This light came in the form of a bunch of bananas shooting through a fallen banana tree in the backyard of a young farmer in Clogie, St. John. The bunch of bananas is photographed growing out of the stem of a banana tree right at the intersection where the tree had been cut. We thank our citizen journalist for this submission. Our ISOR line is always open for your submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
On Saturday, April 15th, the National Stadium will rock. As Q West, Spectrum, and Starboys present Digicel Reggae Fest, the big show. Featuring for the first time in Grenada, Shabba Ranks. Coffee. Virgo.
Baby, I wanna be so provider.
Grants Morgan.
I told you, have I shown?
Marcia Griffiths.
I shall sing as long as
Grenada's own Tamara Songbird, Akeem, and a special international guest. Tier 1 tickets are $120. Limited VIP $500. Includes reserved parking, a variety of food offerings, and premium drinks. Tickets available at box offices island-wide or online at gotofet.com. Digicel Reggae Fest. Saturday, April 15th, National Cricket Stadium. Sponsored by Digicel, the bigger, better network. Network.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express. WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Are you or your organization interested in becoming an environmental protection and conservation volunteer? Well, this is your opportunity to serve. The Grenada Sustainable Development Trust Fund invites you and your organization to the launch of its Ecosystems Conservation Volunteer Program on Tuesday, April 18th, 2023 at the Grenada Trade Center Annex from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Keynote speaker, Mr. Van Burn Harry, CEO of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Conservation Fund. He will share the experience of SVG and how their program has helped to revolutionize efforts there. Come hear more on how you can become involved in this great initiative and pledge your participation by registering to become a volunteer. For more information, call telephone number 459-9402 or 410-1682 or email us at info@gsdtf.org or ceo@gsdtf.org. The Grenada Sustainable Development Trust Fund looks forward to partnering with you.
Record.
All right, good morning, and welcome back to the conversation this morning, right here on Good Morning Grenada. If you're joining us for the first time, well, welcome. I hope you had yourself a great weekend and you're up and ready. You have it all going for this Tuesday morning. And hey, don't mistake it. It's Tuesday, not Monday, all right? Okay, so remember the word of the day is the word oracular. And it means it is a word that describes something that is used to forecast or divine, or that resembles or relates to something used for such purposes. Oracular can also describe a person who resembles an oracle, a person such as a priestess of ancient Greece, through whom a deity is believed to speak. All right, the thought of the day: if you want to achieve something in life, change the way, not the intention. So buzzing this morning, of course, we, would like to take the opportunity. We here, the management and staff of the GBN, like to take the opportunity and congratulate our Carifta athletes for a job well done over the Easter weekend in the Bahamas. And we also hear that Grenada is the host of the next edition of Carifta Games, which will run from March 30th to April 1st, 2024. Grenada was successful in the beating by 16 votes to Trinidad and Tobago's 4. Now, take into consideration, this will be the third time, Grenada will host the Regional Track and Field Championship since first staging the 29th edition in 2000. All right, and looking at the point standing here, at the top of the table, we have Jamaica on 78 medals total, Bahamas on 46, Trinidad and Tobago on 25, St. Kitts and Nevis on 11, Barbados and Grenada tied with 10, Guyana with 8, U.S. Virgin Islands 3, and Guadeloupe 6. So Guadeloupe is supposed to be 8th, and U.S. Virgin Islands on 3. Okay, so congratulations to Team Grenada once again. They scored a total of 2 golds and 4 silver and also 4 bronze medals. Congratulations. So that's what's buzzing this morning. Also, we see that the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture congratulates J.D. Williams on winning her first gold and bronze medal for Grenada in the recently concluded Haroon A. Karate Federation Championship. The championship was held in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and saw juniors from under 14 to the seniors 21 and over participating from across the region. Congratulations, JD. Wow, job well done. And we go to the telephone lines. We have a caller. Good morning, caller.
A pleasant good morning to you.
Welcome to the program.
I would also like to join you in congratulating Grenada and its medal haul, I put it that way.
Okay.
I want, and I hope Mr. Conrad Francis is listening. An ex-athlete is speaking to you. I would like Mr. Conrad Francis to let all the schools, the secondary schools in particular, you have Carifta coming up, you have Intercol coming up, to let athletes start to train in the month of August 2023. I know what I'm saying. I was in it, and it paid off. So if they can start in August to train, and I'm saying this against the fact that I heard that when the trials, I think, came up, there are some people who should be representing Grenada and Carifta. They won there because of their performance. Now, if people start to train late, they cannot get there with the others who started early. And this is a problem they have to get along. So they would have to start early, start weight training, then go on the road, skipping, and all of those. All of these things are important.
Okay.
I hope Mr. Conrad Francis is listening, and he would take this to the schools. So even who want to go to New York or London or Arkansas, put it off. Start your training in the month of August 2023. Everybody. So when the time comes, you will have a proper team. And know that the Carifta Games will be home. You have an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. It's 14 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's The Conversation, 435-2041. That's the number to call. Let's head back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Joseph, good morning.
Hi.
How was your Easter?
Very quiet, restful.
I just called to ask an advice. Now, I have a problem with my walkway going to the entrance to the road. Now, this morning, you know me, I'm 86 years, I'm not a young person, I have to walk with my stick. I went out to put my waste by the roadside. There is a car parked right there in my driveway. It's parked there the way we have to walk to go out. If I had to walk to go out, I had to bounce on both sides because the fence is wrong, and the person who parked in their car there, they live on the other side of the fence wrong house. They're renting in the fence wrong. They have their own way to park their car. The entrance we have, they parked it up. No way to put the waste. If I put it on top of the car, everybody say all kind of things. I put it down on the ground side and I still make call and find out if I don't have the right to my walkway, that I should be able to walk with it freely and not bouncing on the both sides of the wire where the people renting from. You talk to them about it already. You call the Lord, tell them about it. Nobody say anything and nobody do anything. I called the Lord this morning. I called 911. I don't know if it's the wrong number. I call 911. The phone ring, nobody answer. No police answer the call. But I think this is not right. That people should be taking your entrance where you have to walk to come to your home and park their vehicle. Is it right for me? Tell me, Joseph.
No, that doesn't sound right at all.
Because every time they put it there, you talk about it, they come back to do it again. And they keep on doing it. I talk to the Lord, they say they will talk about it. I don't know what they do, but the people still park in their car. Now, if they have a car and it's a piece of gold and they don't want to park it by the roadside, they have to find somewhere else to put it. Because we have car, we don't park it there. One time, the same woman, and then the next side where the fence was out, my nephew parked his car to come down by window, and there was a little wideness, not much, because they don't block us with area. Both sides, if you're walking in two blocks, you're knocking on both sides of the fence.
Okay.
You cannot put an umbrella over your head, it's boxing on the fence. You cannot walk in there. But this car park right there where we have to use. It is not right.
Well, I suggest that you try again to get in touch with the lawmen and see how you can have the problem resolved, okay?
So how you call the lawman? Not 911?
Well, that's one of the numbers. That's police emergency. But there are number. If you look at the telephone directory, you would find a list of other numbers for the police. You know, maybe you can call headquarters at 4403999.
4403999.
Yes, try that number, and then they'll put you onto the relevant division.
Okay, Joseph. God bless you.
You too. Thank you. Bye bye. Good. 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. Consideration for others. That's the name of the game, yeah? All right. Okay, so where did the money go? Why aren't journalists in Grenada investigating to find out where the money went? All right, so says Unit Cyrus Home. All right, Kathy Joseph says, good morning from Louisiana. Good morning, Kathy. Hope you're doing fine. Marilyn Gordon says, buenos dias, mama. Yulin Alexander says, good morning, Gordon. Good morning, Grenada, Carrico, Pretty Martinique. Blessings to all on this terrific Tuesday. Hope everyone had an amazing Easter weekend and looking forward to a productive week ahead. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe, everyone, all the way from New York. Good morning, caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, that caller got a bit impatient. All right. Mildred Smith, Mr. Innocent, good morning. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, restful one, yes. Gail Strawn Purcell, Grenada also sent a 10-member national team to Carifta Swimming Championship this past weekend. We'll try and get that information and disseminate it as quickly as possible. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent.
Hi, welcome to the program.
How are you this morning?
I am alive and thankful.
Okay, I'm calling to make a report on Fanawasa.
Okay.
We live in Fontenoy. Today make it the 4th day we do have no water.
In Fontenoy?
Yes.
Okay.
Right up the byway.
Okay.
So we want now, sir, please come and give us some water. Please, we need some water.
And you said this is 4 days you haven't had water?
Today's making the 4th day we don't have no water.
Wow.
Okay, thank you.
All right, have a good one. All right, Mr. Husbands and your team, you heard the cry from the people from Fontenoy. This is the 4th day they have no water. See how well you can remedy that situation for them. Water is life. And I know for that to happen, there must be a valid reason. And I know that you're a very, very, very considerate entity. So you will look into it and see how fast you can resolve that matter. 435-2041. That's the number to call. Considerate entity. So you will look into it. Grenada, someone says, Gail Strawn Purcell says, Grenada also sent it 10. Okay, I read this one already. All right, folks, it's the conversation for this morning, 435-2041. That's the number to call. Grenada also sent it 10. Okay, I read this one already. All right, folks, it's give me a call. Also, remember, as we said, if there's anything burning in your community that you'd like to raise, this is an opportunity where you can do that also. We have the other topics that we are looking at this morning. The issue with the collapse of the old church in Grenville. Thank God that there weren't any injuries or fatalities or so. But what is your take on this? Why was it allowed to reach that far? It is claimed that it has historic values, okay? So maybe it should have been, secured, refurbished, it is said that in 1995, some $3 million or so was funded, was granted towards the refurbishment of it. And I guess, good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you, and good morning to your listeners. My contribution towards that old church in Grenville is unfortunate that they had to reach that. And I'm happy that no one was injured, and there was not any significant damages to property and otherwise. In relation to where the money gone, people know where the money has went. In a response from Glenwell, who was part of CEDU at the time, the government used that money, that was a grant fund, as it said, for budgetary support. And budgetary support can go anywhere in relation to the government service.
Okay.
What I would like to suggest, Innocent, that when grant funding is given to whatever agency or organization and has to be channeled through the consolidated fund, that a policy be made to ensure that you get authorization from first the Parliament and also the agency or the organization for the redirection of that funding. It should not be just used like that, as was done in the past. It's unfortunate that this thing had to happen. Persons have been smeared and accused of thieving the money, and the government of the day, the NMP administration of the time under Keith Mitchell, was the one that redirected that funds. And as I said, budgetary support can go into any areas of funding that the government wish to so spend. What I would like to get from the former Prime Minister is an apology. Some money was given to us some years ago after Ivan for the Carlton home. That too also vanished. And it's a precedent that has been set by the past administration, utilizing grant funding that is earmarked for specific purposes, and it is not good. So I would like for that policy to already come into place, and so that in the future we don't have these sort of problems. Thank you, and have a good morning.
You too, my friend. Have a good one yourself. It's 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. Joe Williams says, so why don't you speak to the person parking the car in the driveway instead of calling the radio station? It's like people forget how to communicate and all have become dependent on social media to talk about everything. John Best says, good morning, my sweet Grenada, listening from Aruba. Well, good morning, my friend. How's Aruba doing this morning? Good morning, caller.
Morning, Innocent. I didn't plan to call, but with the church, I just want to recall the name Steve Tavash Pachihi, who dedicated an enormous amount of time helping to restore the church at the time. Of course, he wasn't the only person because there were other expatriates, other people from outside and also local who give a lot of effort in restoring or trying to restore the church. Of course, the church would stand as one of the objects of corruption on the part of the administration of the last quarter. Well, he didn't use the word corruption. Misappropriation and misuse of funds that were dedicated for there. And it's unfortunate that we missed the opportunity to maintain a building or construction, you might say, that could have been used for both, you might say, for leisure, you might say, for relaxation. I mean, people visiting there, for whatever better word. And also as from a historical point, as a monument for, it's part of the history of our country. So, but I just wanted to bring in the name Steve Pachi, which we, and the current generation may not know. Steve was an Iranian-American Grenadian who was unceremoniously abducted and shipped out of Grenada without due process. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, Love Child came. The old church was a disaster waiting to happen. Thank God no one got hurt. Ernesto Jose said, I happened to watch the Carifta games and was again we repeating the same thing and want results. We don't have an academy for nothing in football, athletics, anything sports. We just picked up people from the Intercall and the GFA competition to represent Grenada. And long-term training as a career, just a couple weeks of training, and we send them out to compete. With a team as Jamaica, who build on sport through the years. I congratulate our athletes for trying their best, but we have to stop that by creating incentives and make a career of these sports for our people as other countries. So said Ernesto Jose. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning. How are you doing?
I am alive and thankful.
And you're not kicking like a donkey. All right, good.
All right.
I would like to congratulate Teams Grenada for the fine performances at the Carifta Games, Carifta Swimming and Carifta Track and Field. We did well. There is someone called me this morning and asked me who won the Carifta Games, which country won the Carifta Games. And as far as I'm aware, no country wins the Carifta Games or the Olympics or the Commonwealth Games. There is a medal table, so the correct terminology is which country topped the medal table. And as you know, Jamaica in the track and field in the Bahamas topped the medal table. Just with regards to the previous caller, but what I'd like to say is that it's not a situation of needing an academy for athletics. The Jamaicans, a few years ago, a minister of sport in Jamaica said that every Jamaica or the top Jamaican athletes who meet the Carifta qualifying standards would go to Carifta. Secondly, Jamaicans are motivated by the fact that athletics is a sure way to take us out of poverty. It was said by Veronica Campbell-Brown when she went on her first athletic scholarship. She was sitting there in the winter, feeling very, very, very cold, and she wanted to fly back to Jamaica. But when she remembered that that is her route to take her family out of poverty, she stayed there, and she dealt with the cold, that cold winter where she was. I say this to say that it is training, hard work, and motivation that will get our athletes there. Training, hard work, and motivation. We have a very good selection, a good bunch of coaches in Grenada. We might need a little bit more technicality, some more technical skills from the coaches but we never know. So we need to make sure our coaches are properly developed and let them increase their skills all the time to impart it on our the talented young men and women that we have here. And that being done, we would reach a far way. So I'd like to say congratulations one more time to the athletes, both swimming and track and field, and also to the reporters or the news people, the newscasters, reporters, and whatever. it is not Jamaica win the Carifta Games. It is Jamaica top the medal table of the just concluded Carifta Games. There is a complex calculation they use to declare the winner of the Austin Silly Trophy. That's the person who did the best in Carifta. It's very complex it's similar to what they do, I think, with the HEP and the DEC and the OCT, heptathlon and decathlon and so. A very complex point system that declare the winner. Like, remember when Kirani won the gold, if they had done a ranking for the Olympics, somebody said Grenada may have won the Olympics because they look at the size of the country, the type of event. It's a very, very complex thing.
That's correct.
But it's incorrect to say Jamaica won the Carifta because there are no winners there. The way they do it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Folks, it's 29 minutes on to 8 o'clock. We take a commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Are you into the agricultural industry? Do you want the funds to grow your business? Hortz Ready Cash Small Business Loans is launching the $20 million agricultural fund. All you need to apply is your ID, proof of address, and 2 references, and you will receive the funding to get the equipment, tools, products, staffing, and services to grow your business. Plus, you pay nothing down, get flexible payment terms, fast approval, and convenient hassle-free service. Don't hesitate. Apply today at www.readyfinancecaribbean.com or call 405-1257 or 405-3180. Hortz Ready Cash Small Business Loans. Every day we help businesses succeed.
And so it begins. A journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Records at the traffic department shows that a total of 1,447 accidents were reported for the year 2012, which includes 3 road fatalities. 2,946 accidents were reported for the year 2022, which includes 8 road fatalities. This is a significant increase of 104%. This is alarming. When a family tragically loses a loved one, does it matter whether by means of a gun or a motor vehicle? To avoid accidents, drivers and pedestrians alike must exercise extreme caution when using the road.
Good morning and welcome back to the conversation for this morning. It's 25 minutes onto the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's see what's happening on our WhatsApp platform. Someone says, someone need to give account for that $3 million. It went to government's budgetary support, which is wrong to the fullest extent. So it's time those entrusted to govern our country do the right thing. By the way, NNP had all big four in office for years, yet lives were and still in danger. It's very sad that a new administration, which they brand the children, have to face all that mess. But the children will clean it up. All right, so says one of our WhatsApp users. And let's see what's happening on our Facebook page. Once again, the number that you can call to be a part of the conversation, it's 435-2041. Join in. And I'm not hearing sufficient people talking about the, someone from Grenville. Please give me a call. Let's hear what's happening with that incident with the old church. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent. A happy Easter to you.
Thanks, and same to you.
Easter is a season. I would like to congratulate the team that represented us at Carifta, and also to say a heartfelt thank you to the media house that kept us abreast so that we could have viewed the games from our home. Once again, I just want to say thank you. With regards to the event that happened, the incident that happened at Grenville, the old church, I first want to say thank God for saving lives, and it's because the area where the thing occurred is in the vicinity of, we have two schools there. Added to that of the traveling public, you have the preschool and then you have the special school. And thank God it was on a day when they were on vacation. And I also want to say a heartfelt thank you to the people who came out and, work speedily to clean up the road, the debris in the road, so that, the vehicles could pass. And again, thank God, for saving lives. Sometimes there are people on the sidewalk there vending and, roasting corn, and thank God they weren't there yesterday. I just want to give God the praise, and let us do the right thing. To those responsible, I believe it is in our interest, everyone's interest, to take down whatever is left that we can take down to avoid, further incidents, and it just might be the opportune time to corner the area. It's like sometimes you have construction and you galvanize the area, secure that property.
Yeah.
I believe now might be the opportune time to do that. Thank you, Gordon.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Have a great one yourself. All right. And thanks for those of you that keep praying for Grenada, because, it's prayers that save that. I mean, could you imagine had this happened while school was in session and, the children would be around? What could have happened, man? Thank God. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. After all, I don't think you're innocent, because you're digging up a lot of things.
That's my work.
I hear you. Congratulations for that type of focus. Mr. Innocent.
Yes.
Let us come to reality. Let us look at events, issues, whether national or community issues, or issues pertaining to the state of Grenada in the international community. Let us seriously give a thought to that and its impact, the negative impact based on our behavior or response to those issues on the image of the nation, and also that affects the future generations to come. Now, at a national standpoint, look at the old church issue. Look at the MNIB issue. Look at the wetlands issue. Mr. Innocent?
Yes, sir.
What kind of people are we and a nation standing in a global community? No, hear me. I've been hearing a lot. I think my ears is good, it's clear. My sense of reasoning, my sense of thinking, and my sense of action, I believe it is normal in the terms of a human being. Now, so far, we've been hearing a lot of conversations, and conversations basically based on a reactive mode. We are reacting to issues and matters. I think it is crucial, it is critical as a normal thinking person and persons or a community as a nation to be forward thinking. We must be forward thinking.
Proactive and not reactive.
We must be forward thinking. We must not be reactive. We must be pro-reactive. In other words, that tells we have a vision, we have a focus, we are alive, we are generative, and we possess the ability with the power to think, to reason, and to act, so that your action will be directed in a manner and a direction that brings positive results, and most of all, preventatives or prevention in an area where man by the action or the action of man would not cause man-made disasters.
Okay.
We already have natural disasters. That one we have no control over, but we could mitigate it.
Okay.
But with man-made disaster, the focus is prevention. How are we demonstrating that we have the ability to be preventative in our daily living? God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. Have a good one. It's 18 minutes on to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock workers, you should be entering the door by now. Or else consider yourself late again. Not good. 435-2041, that's the number. Let's go to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent. Thanks for giving me the opportunity on the line. So let us go in Grenville now with the church, right? We have to thank God and pray to God and remember what Joel Osteen always say, God that have the power. When he put up a building, no man can show it down, right?
Okay.
And when he closes a door, no
one could open it. And when he opens one, no one can close it.
No man can close it.
Nice.
All right. So, and always remember again with Jim Ridge, we thank thee for the breath of life.
Right.
And let us go to India now before time run out. If you remember, about 2 weeks ago, there was praying in the temple and the temple collapsed. But anyway, that is God work. That's not the devil work. The devil have no power to do those things. The one power the devil have is to do wickedness.
Okay.
So after a word from you, Mr. Innocent, let the next caller show her views or his views about the church in Grenville. Back to you in St. George.
Have a good one, Mr. Vito. Have a good one. Have a good one. Good morning to you, Barbara Hitler. Good morning. Good morning. Also, good morning to you, Rochelle. Mr. Ernesto Jose, good morning also. Diane Thomas says, congratulations to Team Grenada. You all did us proud, yes. And Diane continues, why do we have to always wait for something to happen before actions are taken? The old church. The building had to literally collapse before we take action. This is absolute nonsense. Now we're going to react as if we didn't know that was a dangerous situation. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
I just calling from St. David, the upper brother that work in St. David Health Center. And he worked for almost 10 years. And he work and he never gets no benefit, no holiday, nothing so. You work with one of the men that is since in NMPD is another wise and thing. And every time that we go to the man to get political benefits, that we ain't getting that. The man was saying that you have to go to the bank to get loan to pay us. And the man gets the money early, and he never give us a cent. That man from Grenville, I would not call him because
well, you can't do that on the program, or you go do that?
He was to campaign for the NMP.
All right.
And he got the money to give me brother, and the money he don't pay NIS.
Okay.
Yeah, when we trying to get the money, when my brother trying to get the money from him, saying that he had to go and see if he get loan to pay us, and up to now we don't get a cent.
Well, you all need
That's
to.
my contribution.
All right, thank you, caller. I hope you all get that resolved amicably, right? 15 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That is the time. 435-2041. Congratulations to our swimmers too, man. You know, our swimming is in good shape in Grenada. All right, someone says here, let me see what, in terms of Nawasa and water shortage, every year around this time, I make sure my water tank is filled. So when the water is dirty or there is none in the tap, I resort to my tank. Everyone is not so fortunate. That is correct. Good morning, Innocent. This happened, but I think it is God's doing so that what is hidden will come out. If the building did not fall, I would never know about the millions. Wow. Well, time is the great revealer. Time is the healer of all wounds, it is said. So, with time, everything comes to the fore. All right. 435-2041. Want to say good morning to Pastor Crow and your congregation. Good morning to you folks. Wonderful, wonderful folks up there. Good morning, Pastor Laurie, Bishop Fletcher, Bishop King, Pastor Newton. Good morning to you also. Hope you all are doing well. All right. Rachel Cato says good morning. Good morning to you, Rachel. Also, 435-2041. That's the number to call to be on the conversation this morning. Yep. And folks, tell you what, it's time for us to take our final commercial break in the program. We'll be back after these messages with the wrap. Don't you go anywhere.
Mention the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power that.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
can't wait to see my granddaughter.
Welcome back. 10 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That is the time, and we have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Innocent, good morning. How are you doing?
I am alive and very thankful. How about you?
I'm blessed and highly favored with a lot of seasoning and local spices.
That's what we're all about, isn't it?
Yes,
nice.
Yeah, I want to speak about Innocent, this international law makers in sports. You know, the better they operating greater than God. Innocent, we thieving how much time, we doing that, God forgiving us. Innocent, one mistake, one fall start out, it pained me for the Grenadian athletes yesterday when I was looking. I mean to say, if you make a little error, give her one in once, and then next time you put out one strike and you're gone, After you train for all these months and look so boy, I like to tell you, they're really highly in the decision making.
Yeah, they're very stringent on that. Yeah, it is
breaking people courage.
Well, what it calls for is a higher level of tolerance, because when you're under status orders, you can get very fidgety, right? So it calls for a high level of tolerance and professionalism and knowing what you're about. So
so perhaps we have to start teaching our strengthening our mental, our athlete mental.
That is correct. That is correct.
Because it's hard, man.
I know the coaches do a lot of work with them on that, but on the spur of the moment, that anxiety, that adrenaline rush that comes up.
Is anxiety in truth.
Yeah, definitely.
And how do we have in the game here
next year?
Sometime. You know what I would like to see more activities like. We could involve the primary school. Make them make little boat like with coconut shell, wood, and everything. And then you have a race starting from the Green Bridge to reach and the corners. You have boat, you have rope. So the boat are going outside. The boat's in the water. When it going drifting, you push it back inside the rope. And let them children and then learn to make boat work with sail nice with little coconut shell and little board. You know, you make the thing a little more spicy. So while someday in the stadium, someday on the corners waiting to see the boat come first, and you give them a little cash price.
All right.
Let them more involved in the sports in different form, because not everybody, I'm sure a 9-year child can go in intercall and run, but this 9-year could make a little boat with the coconut shell and the little wood, and they in the thing too.
Okay. All right. Okay, have a good one. All the best with that. 7 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Ernesto Jose says, I happen to listen to a radio station up north, and we have to be careful of the things we're listening, because there's a lot of people who is key on doing that, and the mission is to bring down the administration. Doesn't matter what they've done. So I am asking us to filter the things we're listening, and also the people who is giving it, and what's the agenda, because there's lots of them out there who are bitter and misses the free monies they were getting for doing nothing in the past administration. Mary Ebang says, now we know why the old church was left in a state of disrepair. Thank God no one was hurt. Okay. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. You had a good day yesterday, a good weekend?
Very restful.
Okay. Well, I had a relatively good one.
Okay.
What I have to say is I directed this now to the Bikers Association. I've been a biker myself, part of the Cruisers Club. And what happened yesterday is tourism, because there's a lot of people in Grenada who is foreigners like bikes, like riding bikes. I have some friends there from the UK right now that is on holidays, and they're bikers in the UK. But what happened is, I think the Bikers Association needs to get their act together in terms of time, the time you leave, the destination you're going to, where your final destination is going to be. We have to thank the police, the government and the police department, because we do obstruct traffic, and you know, they are tolerated. But I think the act with the association, they need to get this thing put right. You know, your destination, there's some people who, if you give your destination, I happen to know where the route we took, and the final destination. Halfway through, I didn't know where the bikers, because some leave before some you don't even know where they went. Okay. So I think we were a little bit disorganized this year. Bathway is one of the stops we normally make. I left Bathway when it just started to go dark yesterday, and no bikers came up. So I think all this thing is the Bikers Association need to be precise with the time and the destination to make this thing work, because this is tourism, and it brings in revenue to the economy. We have bikers from St. Lucia and St. Vincent. We say kudos to them, welcome. I'm going to give a personal welcome to them, because we do go back and forth as well. And I believe this is something that if we give a bad example, we may lose it all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. It's 4 minutes on to 8 o'clock. One of my WhatsApp users says, good morning, Innocent. An incident happened at the gas station during the wee hours of April 9th. I got a report a little after 3 a.m. informing me of an alarm and glass shattering at the gas station. I immediately called on the Grenville police station and was told that officers would go to the scene. I kept watching the camera, and after about an hour, I called back the station to find out if anyone went to the gas station. I was told yes, someone went and everything was okay. Never saw anyone going there. I saw a vehicle pulled into the gas station, and a young man got out of the vehicle hurriedly, walked to the front of the building, and left. I again called and informed the Grenville police of this and was told they would look into it. Again, no one went to the site. Went to the site at daybreak and the glass was indeed shattered, yet I was told that everything was okay. Very disappointed. I would be disappointed too. Let's go to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
How are you today?
I am alive and thankful.
Yeah, well, just a little observation yesterday. Do you know that Bay, Davy Bay?
Yeah, I know Davy Bay. I went to McDonald College.
Okay, that's good. Well, what happened, I visited there yesterday, and I observed some things there, but I'm glad to see how our Grenadians people take time to go on that beach. What I saw there yesterday was something in record, because that place is so unique with all the trees. And it seems that all the people from all the village in the area came together, and everywhere there was cooking, food, music, the beaches full, the rocks, and the people was enjoying it. And the only thing I look at is between the trees, there are so many coconut trees, and they're very tall.
Okay.
And no one was thinking about it. I even talked to a gentleman. This is a nice place, but one thing they have to do, down all these coconut trees between these big trees, and they can leave a lot of the coconut trees to the back, because I had seen experience with these coconuts coming down from that height. So you imagine if that take you in your head, what will happen?
Okay.
And there was literally no space anywhere for people. And when I asked the gentleman what's going on there, he said, it's just everyone come together and cook food and come on the beach and have a good time.
Okay.
But in 2012, I was one of the people that work in that area there.
Okay.
To bring the current right down to the end.
Caller, I would love to hear your story to its entirety, but unfortunately we run out of time. We have to join the BBC.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
At least they get the message.
Yeah, thanks very much, and have yourself a wonderful day. All those of you who participated one way or the other, thank you very much for being a part of the program this morning. But this is it. This is where we, culminate the program this morning, and have yourselves a great day. Stick and stay with the network, because we're with you anywhere and everywhere.